The Pit and the Pendulum. I opened my eyes, but I could not see anything. It was dark, completely dark. There was no light at all. Everything was black. I closed my eyes and opened them again, but I could see nothing. Where was I? I was lying on my back. I was lying on something hard and cold. I reached out my hand and felt a stone floor. The stones were cold and damp. I was lying on my back in a stone room. Was I in a tomb? Was I in a place where dead bodies were buried? I had to move. I had to find out. I turned over onto my hands and knees. Then I started to crawl forwards. In a few seconds, I found a wall. It was cold and wet. Maybe I was in a room that was under the ground. I followed the wall very slowly. I thought that I was moving in a circle. I was not sure. Then I had an idea. I tore a piece of cloth from my shirt and put it on the floor, near the wall. Then I walked along the wall of the room. I counted the number of times that I moved my hands forward. 20, 30, 40 times. Where was the piece of cloth? Had I gone past it in the dark? Had I gone around the room twice? I counted up to 100 before I found the piece of cloth. But I did not find a dead body in a coffin. I was not in a tomb. Where was I? I tried to remember. I remembered that I was in Toledo in Spain. Then I remembered a courtroom and men in red gowns. They had asked questions, more and more questions. Their voices were soft and their eyes were bright. How many hours had they questioned me? How many days had they questioned me? I could not remember. The questions had gone on and on. But what was my crime? What law had I broken? I did not know. I was very frightened. I thought that the questioners were going to torture me. But no one had cut me with sharp blades. No one had hit me. No one had burnt me with hot iron. Now I must be in a jail. This room was a prison cell. Maybe I would die here, without food or water or light. I closed my eyes again, and I must have slept. When I awoke, I moved my foot and it hit something. I touched a loaf of bread and a pitcher of water. A jailer had come into my prison cell and left food and drink. I knew that my prison cell was large, but what was in the center? For a few minutes, I sat with my back against the wall. Then I started to crawl straight ahead, across the floor of the cell. I moved very slowly. Suddenly, my hand went down and forward. I had found a hole, a pit in the floor.
No exposure, I just wanna be a loner.
Some
can't stay sober, looking over all their shoulders, like moving boulders just to get out of the home. It sucks, I've had enough. I don't wanna feel the stuff under the rug, all my problems that I shove.
My skin was covered with sweat. Drops of sweat fell from my face down into the deep hole. Suddenly, I heard a noise. A small door opened above my head, and light shone down on me. For a few seconds, I saw my prison cell. Then the small door shut again, and everything was dark and black. I was right. I was in a room with a deep pit in the center. I understood now. My torturers had been waiting and watching. They wanted me to jump into the deep pit. They wanted me to end my life. I slowly crawled back to the pitcher of water in the bread. My arms and legs were shaking. I was weak
when you
and
finally
tired.
feel like giving up. Oh God, no luck. Everything feels like you're sticky stuck. I'm lost, handcuffed to the bed where I sleep. Don't give a fuck. Can't stop, unplug.
I quickly
Feeling
drank the
overwhelmed. I think
water
I've
from
had
the
enough.
pitcher.
Gotta find a way to get some
Soon
energy.
after this,
Gotta find someone
I
who's a
felt
good friend of me.
very,
I need
very
purpose to
tired.
make it all worth it. I'm still
I slept
searching and I'm
again.
still learning. I want a life that's filled with memories.
When I
Not a life
awoke,
with regret in
the
front of
cell
me.
was
I
not
need folks to
completely
keep me from
dark.
hopeless psychosis. If
I
I
could
keep
just
moving.
see its
I got
walls.
nightmares in my
The
head.
room was
I
square.
fear that the thoughts
Each
build
wall was
up
about
until I
15
can't
feet
hear,
long,
that my mind fills
and
up
the walls
into
were
a
not made of
creature,
stone.
and it haunts me.
They were
somewhere
made of
much
metal.
deeper. I got
High in the
nightmares in
center
my
of the
head.
ceiling,
I fear
there was a
that
small
the
door.
thoughts build up until I
Strange
can't
and
hear,
terrible
that my
pictures were
mind
carved
fills
into
up
the metal
into a
walls.
creature, and it
The
haunts
pictures
me
were of
somewhere
evil
much
spirits and
deeper.
monsters.
I've been feeling
I was
weird,
lying
can't
on
seem
my
to
back,
focus
but I
good
could
enough.
not get up.
Nothing's really clear. Sometimes
I
it
was
can
no
be a
longer
little
lying
tough.
on the
I just
stone
need to
floor.
feel like the end's inside
My
for
body
me,
was tied
but
to a
let's be
wooden
really
bed.
real, anxiety can foggy
A
all
rope
this
was
stuff.
tied
I've been
around my
feeling
chest,
weird, I can't seem
but
to
I could
focus
move
good
my
enough.
arms.
Nothing's really clear.
I
Sometimes
reached
it
out
could
my
be a
hands
little
and tried to
tough. I just
find the
need to
pitcher of
feel like
water.
the end's inside for me,
I was
but
very
let's be
thirsty.
really real, anxiety can
There
foggy
was
all
no
this
water,
stuff.
but I found a dish of meat. I put a piece of the meat into my mouth. No, I could not eat the meat. It tasted terrible. It was full of salt and strong spices. My jailers wanted me to be thirsty.
I got
This was a
nightmares in
new
my
torture.
head. I fear that the thoughts build
I looked up at
until
the ceiling.
I can't hear,
I could
that my
see a
mind
picture there.
fills up into a
It was a
creature,
picture of
and
time.
it haunts me
An
somewhere
old man
much
with a long
deeper.
beard.
Anxiety filling up
Pictures
every
of
place, no
time
privacy.
always showed an old
And silently,
bearded man
it could build and
with
build
an
until you finally
hourglass
see.
in his
Whoa.
hand.
It's taking over, damn no closer, moving
Hourglasses had
closer.
2 containers
No
inside them.
exposure, I just wanna
The
be a
containers were
loner.
made of glass.
Some can't stay
They
sober,
were
looking
joined in the
over all
center.
their shoulders. Like
One
moving
of the
boulders just to
containers
get
was
out
filled
of the
with
home. It
sand.
sucks, I've had
When
enough.
all the sand
I don't
had
wanna
run
feel
from
the
one
stuff
container to the other,
under the rug,
an
all my
hour had
problems that I
passed.
shove. I got nightmares in
Time
my head.
also
I
held
fear
a long, sharp
thoughts
scythe.
build up until I can't
Every
hear,
living thing
that my
is
mind
killed by
fills up
time.
into a creature, and it
But in the
haunts
picture
me
on the
somewhere
ceiling,
much
the
deeper.
blade of
I
time's
got
scythe
nightmares
was
in
not
my
part
head.
of the
I fear
painting.
that the thoughts build up until
This
I
blade
can't
was
hear,
real,
that my
and it was
mind
sharp.
fills up into a
It was
creature,
made of metal,
and it haunts
and it
me
hung
somewhere
down from the
much
ceiling.
deeper.
The blade was like the pendulum of an old clock. As I watched, the pendulum started to move. Moved slowly, backward and forward. Suddenly, I heard a noise beside me. It was the sound of many small animals running on hard ground. Then I heard high, sharp cries. Rats! There were rats here in the cell. They had climbed out of the pit.
Everything feels like you're sticky stuck.
Several
I'm lost,
large black
handcuffed
rats
to the bed
ran
where I sleep,
across
don't
the
give a
floor
fuck, can't
toward
stop,
my wooden bed.
unplug, feeling overwhelmed, I think
I
I've had
moved
enough.
my arms and
Gotta find a way to
shouted.
get some energy. Gotta find someone who's a
tried to
good friend of me.
frighten them
I need
away.
purpose to make it all worth
The
it. I'm
rats
still
looked
searching
at
and
me
I'm
with
still
their
learning.
red
I want a
eyes.
life that's filled with memories.
They
Not a
opened
life
their
with regret in
mouths,
front of me.
and
need
I
folks
saw
to
their
keep me from
sharp,
hopeless
pointed
psychosis
teeth.
if I keep moping. I got
Were the rats going to be my next torture?
The thoughts build up until
I looked up at the pendulum again. It was moving more quickly now. As it moved backward and forward, it made a soft whooshing sound. Whoosh! The pendulum swung back behind my head, and I could not see it. Then it swung forward over my feet. Whoosh! As I watched, I saw the pendulum was lowered. Very slowly, the pendulum was getting closer to me. Now I saw the reason for the pendulum. This was how I was going to die. The sharp blade of the pendulum was going to kill me, but it was not going to kill me quickly. It was going to cut my body very, very slowly. The pain would be terrible. How many times was the blade going to cut my body? How long was I going to lie on the wooden bed? How many times was I going to scream as my blood ran onto the floor? One of the rats ran over my hand. I cried out and pulled my hand away quickly.
Filling up every space, no privacy.
The dish of meat was still beside me. The rats could smell the meat. They wanted it.
No exposure, I just wanna
Suddenly,
be a loner.
I had an idea.
Some can't stay sober, looking over all their
I reached
shoulders.
out my hand
Like moving
and took
boulders
some
just
of
to
the
get
meat
out
from
of the
the
home. It
dish.
sucks, I've had enough.
Then
I
I
don't
rubbed
wanna
the
feel
spiced
stuff.
meat onto the rope
Under the
that was
rug, all my
around my
problems
body.
that I shove.
I rubbed the meat all along the rope. Then I lifted my hands above my head and lay still. At first, the rats were frightened of me. They did not come too close. Then one of them jumped onto my chest. I did not move. I felt the rat's sharp little feet on my body. I saw its red eyes and sharp teeth. I tried not to scream. The rat put its nose closer to the rope. It smelled the spiced meat on the rope. The rat started to bite the rope with its sharp teeth. It was eating the meat that was on the rope. Soon another rat jumped onto me. It started to eat the rope
when you finally
too.
feel like giving up, oh God, no
More
love.
and more
Everything
rats
feels
came.
like you're sticky stuck.
They
I'm
ran
lost,
over my
handcuffed
face.
to the bed where
They
I sleep,
ran
don't give a
over my
fuck, can't
body.
stop, unplug,
I kept
feeling
my
overwhelmed, I
mouth
think I've
and
had
eyes
enough.
closed.
Gotta find a way to get some energy.
tried
Gotta
not
find
to
someone who's a
shout
good
in
friend of me.
fear.
I need purpose to make it
I
all
tried
worth it.
to
I'm still
stop my
searching and
body
I'm still
shaking.
learning. I want a life that's filled with
The rat's
memories,
feet
not a
and
life with
tails
regret in
touched
front of
me.
me. I need focus to keep me
I
from
felt
hopeless.
the horrible
Psychosis, if I
animals
keep
on my
hoping.
mouth and my eyes and my nose. I heard their high, sharp cries. The sound of the pendulum became louder. Soon the whooshing sound of the pendulum was louder than the sound of the rats. The blade was coming closer to my body. I felt the air move as the pendulum passed over my face. The pendulum swung very wide. I counted each time that it passed over me. 6 seconds, 7 seconds. Then the blade swung back. 6, 7, whoosh. 6, 7, whoosh. The pendulum swung lower and lower. It was now only a few inches above me, and it was moving more slowly. The huge blade frightened the rats, and they ran away. The animals knew that they were in danger. They had eaten part of the rope, but I was not yet free. I waited for the pendulum to cut the rope completely. 7 seconds, 8 seconds. The pendulum whooshed above my body from head to foot, and then from
filling up
foot
every
to
space, no
head.
privacy.
7,
And silently,
8.
it could build and build until you
Whoosh.
finally see. Whoa, it's taking
It was
over,
very
damn, no
close to
closure,
me now.
moving closer.
I tried to
No
make my
exposure, I
body
just
lower
wanna
on the
be a
bed.
loner. Some can't stay sober,
Where was the
looking
blade
over
of
all
the
their
pendulum
shoulders.
going to bite
Like
me?
moving boulders just to get
Was it
out
going
of the
to
home.
cut
It
my
sucks.
head?
I've had enough.
Was it
I
going
don't
to
wanna
cut
feel
my
the stuff
chest or stomach?
under the rug.
I
all
screamed.
my problems that I shove.
The blade bit, and it cut the rope. The pendulum swung toward my feet. Suddenly, I was free. I jumped from the wooden bed and lay on the floor. Sweat was pouring from my skin. I was breathing quickly. The pendulum whooshed past one more time, and then it stopped. The small door in the ceiling was open. My torturers were watching. They had seen me escape from the blade. Suddenly, the pendulum moved up into the ceiling, and it was still. I was not
enough,
safe
nothing's
for
really
long.
clear. Sometimes it could be a little
little
tough.
later,
I just
I
need to
smelled
feel
something.
like the end's in sight for me.
not
But
the
let's be
smell of
really
rats.
real, anxiety can
And
foggy
it
up.
was not the smell
It
from
sucks
the
when you finally
pit.
feel like giving up. Oh God,
the
no
smell
luck.
of hot
Everything feels
irons.
like you're sticky stuck. I'm lost, handcuffed
metal
to the
walls
bed
of
where I
the
sleep.
cell
Don't
were
give a
becoming
fuck. Can't
hot.
stop, unplug.
I
Feeling
moved
overwhelmed. I think I've
closer
had
to the
enough.
pit.
Gotta
It
find a
was
way to get
cooler
some
here.
energy. Gotta find someone who's a good
This
friend of
was
me.
my
I need
torturous
purpose to make it
plan.
all worth it. I'm still searching.
were
And I'm still
heating the
learning. I
walls.
want a life that's filled with memories.
When the
not a
cell
life with a
became
bed in
too
front of me.
hot,
I need
I
focus
must
to keep me from
jump
hopeless
into the pit.
psychosis if I keep open.
The
I got
pit was
nightmares
cool
in my
and damp.
head. I fear
But the cell walls were not only hot, they were also moving.
fills up into a creature.
The hot metal walls were moving toward me.
I got
The pictures of the evil spirits and monsters were now red. They were getting hotter. I was going to burn on the walls, or I was going to fall into the pit.
I
had very little time. I stood on the edge of the pit and I closed my eyes. The walls were hot, and the floor was hot. The air was hot. I felt the terrible heat on the skin of my face and hands. I was ready to fall. This was the end. I was going to die in this terrible place. Suddenly, I heard voices. People were shouting. I heard the sounds of guns. People were fighting. Then I heard another sound. The walls were moving again. What was happening now? I was weak and tired. My arms and legs were shaking. The walls were moving back, but it was too late. My clothes were starting to burn.
Anxiety,
I was about to fall. I was already falling. Then someone held my arm and pulled me back. As I turned my head, I saw the person who was holding me. It was a soldier who was wearing the uniform of the French army. French soldiers had captured the city of Toledo. All the prisoners were free.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear